All right, now that we've got our resume built, we went out and got our veterans preferences, and we went out and registered on the website. Now we get to jump into the pool. We want to go apply for a job. Go out there and hit the Search Jobs tab. When you hit that Search Jobs tab, it's going to bring up another page. It's going to ask you how you want to look for those jobs, and we'll cover that here in a second. They're going to ask you what job you want. Do you want it by keyword, location, category, or salary? You can use one of those, or you can use all of those. You type that in, and it's going to pull up every job according to what you typed in there. Look through those jobs. It's going to give you a brief description of that job, where it's at, and how much the salary is, and what your promotion potential is. Go out there, find the one that applies to you. Once you find that job, go to the bottom of that first page. It's going to give you an overview of the entire job. Go down to the bottom. There's be a tab on the bottom that says Apply Online. Click that tab. Once you click that tab, it's going to ask you to submit a resume. You click that tab, it says Submit a Resume. If you've already got resumes built in there that applies to that job, put it in there. But you may have to go back out at this point according to that job that you want to apply for and build a specific resume that applies to that job. Then go back through the steps again and go back out there and pick that resume. Once you pick that resume, it's going to bring you to the next page. On that next page, it's going to tell you must complete a job assessment or questionnaire. It's going to have sections, and on those sections, it's going to be sections 1 through sections 11 to 15. All this is it consists of numerous multiple choice questions and or knowledge, skills, and abilities. You have to answer even negative answers to every question in that assessment questionnaire. If you don't answer it, it will tell you you need to go back and answer it before you can apply for that job. If it's a negative answer, it doesn't apply to you, then you have to put none or NA in that section, and then it will let you go on to the next one. Don't underestimate your skills and abilities whenever you're doing this. You're going to fill out your knowledge, skills, and abilities. Put everything in there you possibly can. As far as I know, there's no limit to it. So you can put pages and pages and pages of your knowledge, skills, and abilities according to that job. And I highly recommend that you do that. You got to keep one thing in mind. It's very important. Because of the modern society we live in, everything is run by a computer and databases. If you got one job, you could have 600 to 700 people applying for that one job. Your KSAs are very important. Put everything in there that you possibly can. However, go to that job announcement and look for what they're looking for. You might even cut and paste some of their specific words of what they're looking for and put in your KSAs. Because all these applications originally go up to one place and a computer picks through all the keywords that they're looking for that job. And that's what determines who goes to the next level. So make sure you do that. You want to get to that next step. That next step is an actual human resources person that sits down with all those applications. Your KSAs are your knowledge, skills, and abilities according to that job. Use solid, concrete examples as an illustration of your thorough knowledge of that job. Great examples of concrete details are your college classes, your grade point averages, class projects that you did that might relate to that job, your grades in that class, and any awards you might have received for the product in that class. Make sure you use descriptive numbers. If you're a supply guy and you order 4,000 MREs or meals ready to eat to feed 4,000 soldiers for 365 days, which successfully enhances their ability to accomplish the mission, put that in there. Put descriptive numbers so they know, hey, he's dealt with $1 million budgets before. He's dealt with this and dealt with that. It shows your experience and it shows your responsibility. If you've been to college, put your GPA in there, or the number of employees that you're responsible for. We sell ourselves short in the military. We have anywhere from 2 to 200 people under our charge at one time. Put that in there. In the civilian world, you don't get that. You have to be in the civilian world and be a CEO or someone equivalent to that to have that many employees. But in the military, we have that opportunity to lead and manage these people. I said lead and manage. You lead people and you manage things. Military people can do both. Make sure you highlight that. If you give presentations to an NCO academy or to the general or to someone else, make sure you highlight that. I've given this many presentations on this level to this many people. Make sure they know what you're capable of. Any leadership training you have, if you've been to the NCO course, Corpus course, Sergeant's course, Staff Academy, any senior level leadership courses or any leadership courses at all, put it in there. It's very important in the civilian world that you're able to lead. Any awards, certificates, or any public recognition you've ever received for anything you've done in the military, make sure you add that in there as well. The organization of your KSAs should be very reader friendly. Do them, set them down for an hour or two, come back, read over them again. Make any changes that you need at that point. Set them down again, come back later, or go find somebody, your wife or your friend, someone to look at those and say, okay, I recommend you change this or add this or take this away. Or they may say, hey, these are good to go. Make sure you triple check your KSAs for grammatical errors and have someone else read them. Now we've made our master resume, we've registered on the website, we went out and found the job that we want. We've applied for that job and done everything we've needed to do, filled out our KSAs and attached all those documents. You can go back out to the main page, and on that main page there's a tab that says Veterans. It has info on your veterans preference. There's different types of veterans preference, but you've been in the military, you have that veterans preference. If you need your veterans documentation, you can call that 1-800-827-1000 if you're service connected to the Department of Veterans Affairs, and they will give you that documentation that you need. If you're a Purple Heart recipient, just a copy of your certificate. Or you can use your DD-214, your DD-215, or if you're still in the service but plan on getting out and apply for federal jobs, you can get a statement of service for your administration personnel, and you can use that as your veterans preference documentation. Now I want to go over a quick overview of the job application process, the submission and completing. You found the job that you wanted. You went in and you answered your assessment, your questionnaires, and your KSAs. You get a prompt asking you to attach your documents, your veterans preference documents. Your veterans preference documents will be your documents from the Department of Veterans Affairs, your DD-214, 215, statement of service. You can also go to this, on this part, you can attach your training certificates, your awards, and your education, or any letters of recommendation you may have. You can put your references out there. You can attach all this stuff at this point. Once you're done with that, you must click Submit Application. If you fail to do this part, all your stuff will still be in there, but it has never made it to that database or to that Human Resources office of where it needs to go. You can verify if it's been submitted once you go back out and start tracking your application. It'll tell you where you are in the process of that. If you don't get something back saying it's with the Human Resources people or at the database, you need to go back in and go through those steps again and hit Submit Application. Once you've done all this, like I told you before, you can track your application. You go to My USA Jobs tab on the USA Jobs homepage. You go to the main page and click on My USA Jobs tab. Once you do that, it'll open up another page. And on that page, you'll see about middle ways down the page, you can click on My Resumes, My Job Search Agents, My Applications, and My Portfolio. You can go to My Applications on that page, and it will take you through that process I just explained. You can also go out on this page and fill out your job search agents. If you particularly want a law enforcement job and you want it in a certain area, you can go out here and click on the My Job Search Agents tab, and it'll bring up a tab that says Create a New Agent. In this new agent, you can put in there your specific criteria, and it will look for those jobs according to that criteria that you put in there, and it will email those to you, letting you know that they're open and you can go out there and file for those jobs.